And I think people forget that, like, when you're stuck in your head, you think you're watching a TV show of yourself and your life, but you don't recognize that you're interacting with that world. And so everything that you're doing that you're not sort of consciously aware of is being experienced by the people outside of you. So
Mm,
if you shuffle around or you flick your pencil or you tap a lot or you, I don't know, eat candies or, chew gum really loud or something, the way you eat, if you're not aware of how that is around you and then you suddenly become aware of it, you become very self-conscious and you're suddenly like, "Oh no, I can hear myself chewing. Like, what is that sound I'm making?" And then you think everyone else can hear it. And the moment you become self-aware of other physical things that you were kind of blinded to, like maybe you've got some freckles you didn't recognize, or maybe your eyebrows are a little bit different. They're more like distant cousins instead of like cousins. So you've got like one really thick brow and one really like curved brow, and you think everybody sees that and only focuses on that, and
yeah,
everyone must think you're weird because your
yeah,
eyebrows don't look normal, or maybe you're short and you think people just look at you like you're a tiny person, and it's like most of the time people aren't processing those things about yourself. And the process of becoming self-aware and then also trying to be comfortable with yourself and who you are and who your ego structure has become and like what you put outward. It's a constant battle between, is this okay? Is that safe? Are people going to be okay with that? Should I just say I don't care what people think? Should I, how do it's weird for people to start like breaking that mold. And I think we're in a generation that's really open to breaking those molds and busting those boxes and building new structures, but because we don't have a lot of guidance from the people around us to on like where to go once you break out of that box, I think that's kind of where this big collective of awakening is happening right now, especially with like life coaching and stuff. People are recognizing that like they need help, but they're like, where do I go to get
right,
help?
right.
Because my peers don't understand what I'm going through. They're not aware. They're off in la la land, and I'm, recognizing these things that are happening, and people are, when you go from being an NPC to like a player character, it's sort of like a weird shift. Like when you suddenly can make changes in the world and you're not
Yeah.
just living on a loop constantly. I think it's a really interesting place to be, and I think a lot of people don't have a lot of the background that, like, say, Talib has, and so sometimes when we say this stuff, they look at us like we're absolutely cuckoo bananas, and they're just like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
And see, that's part of the work is how, like, if you're going to create impact with a lot of different kinds of people,